Welcome back to my channel, CEOs. If you're anything like me, you've had some high highs and some low lows over the last year. Today, I'm taking you behind the scenes of the last 12 months in my business to show you what worked, what didn't, the lessons that I learned, and what I'll be doubling down on in 2024. Trigger warning, we're gonna get real vulnerable in this episode. There's no format to exactly how we put these in order. There's not like this was the worst thing or this was the best thing. I'm literally just kind of going through my year and saying what worked, what didn't, did I learn lessons from last year, and what can you learn from the things that I might have learned the hard way, right? So in February of last year, we launched the Wedding Pro CEO Accelerator in its brand new format. We have seen so many success stories come out of this program. In that very first launch, we welcomed 13 new wedding pros to the program. Over the course of last year, so all of 2023, we actually welcomed 72 new wedding pros into that program, and it has been absolutely amazing. So that was really a high of 2023, was seeing how that program came together. We also added several coaches to help me inside the program to be able to make sure that everyone was really getting that high touch service into their business to get the answers to their questions that they had as quickly as possible. So I added an assistant coach into the program who is an OG student of mine. She literally slays it in her business. So we added Katie as a co-coach into the program. And then we also added my right-hand person, Allie. She does all the tech inside the program now. So she does calls with our students once a month and helps with any tech issues that they're having. And then we also have Danielle from Kickstart Accounting, and she works with our pros once a quarter to really focus on any bookkeeping questions that they may have. And so I would call that a win from 2023. We were over the moon with how many people joined that program. And this is something I'll definitely be doubling down on in 2024. And actually what I'd say is that I'd be tripling down on it because our goal is significant. We are creating a movement of wedding pros, okay, that are ready to say, I am ready to start paying myself a salary and I'm ready to step back and not have weddings every single weekend. And so we are committed to having at least triple the number of students this year. So we're tripling down on that in 2024. Hey CEO, if you're loving what you're hearing in this episode and you want to know more about how to book $10,000, $20,000, and $30,000 months in your business, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that you turn your notifications on so you'll never miss a new video. So last year we made a pretty significant investment. We invested $6,000 in a high-level mastermind program that I joined with Gemma Bottom Carter. She is a coach for coaches. And so for me, that $6,000 investment back last February felt huge. It was absolutely a massive investment to put out in our company all at one time. And so I would say a lesson that I learned here is that I agreed, I made a promise to myself that I was going to at least make that money back. So I set the time aside in my calendar to really do the work and to deep dive into doing it. And the reason that I want to say that that's a lesson learned or something that I would want you to take with you away from this episode is because so often I see people that buy a piece of education and then they're like, oh, I just didn't have time to do it. I didn't have time to do it. And I'm like, you need to make time. Like, education only works if you do. And it's so, so important that you set that time aside. So my goal was to get at least a 10 times return on that investment. And it was very specific. I was like, it's a $6,000 program. I want to make back at least 60,000, right? Like that was my goal. And so I can happily say that a huge win from 2023 was actually being able to 80 times that investment. That was really, really a massive win. Now, I would love to say that I'll be doubling down on this in 2024, so I'm super excited about that. Okay, March, April, and May are always heads down, go time for the summit. Every year we host a live in-person summit called the Wedding Pro CEO Summit. It's the first week of June every single year. So a huge win in 2023 was that we doubled the attendance that we had from 2022. So that was super, super exciting. And what I loved so much about this summit is that There are just so many genuine relationships that come out of this event. So I'm thrilled, over the moon excited to be hosting this event again, but this time we're gonna be hosting it in Austin, Texas. So in 2024, it will be the first time that we've taken it outside of Orlando. This year, our theme is gonna be CEO University, and we are going deep into back to school. We're really excited about what's gonna come from the summit in 2024. So here's one of the things that didn't go so great in 2023 and had lots and lots of lessons learned. So in June, shortly after the summit, we actually lost one of our key employees in the business. And so that was one of the most difficult things that happened in my business last year for me, for several reasons. One, this employee was our sales manager. She was a really integral part of our business. We have several amazing employees at Blush, but two of them were significant and key, and we lost one. Her reasons made total sense, so everything is good. She's amazing. But in looking at that, that was a real turning point for me, because I learned so much by going through this situation. And I think a lot of these things you can actually take away and implement into your business. So I'll first tell you one of the crazy things that I thought last year. So this all happened in June and July. And what I knew though was that I didn't just want a salesperson to replace her. I really needed that person to take over my role at Blush. And I started to realize that I'm in a season now where I don't really even want to be the CEO. That's not the best role for me anymore. I would love to bring in a CEO, but I thought that's crazy. Like, that's not a real thing, right? Like, I can't replace myself. But by listening to a lot of business books, I was listening to business books, and I learned a lot about the founder of the company is not always the best person to continue running the company long term. And so they bring a CEO in to help do that. So that was something that I feel like was almost a year defining for me in 2023, because there were many, many weeks where I thought that my response was going to be to close Blush. I thought I was going to just let it go. And thankfully, my husband and Allison, who works with me, my other key employee, and some really trusted friends in the industry all talked me out of that. Okay, so let's talk about sales and me taking back over sales. So I have not sold in my planning business for 4 years. Sales, as you know, takes an incredible amount of time and flexibility in your schedule, and I had neither. And because I hadn't done it in so long, I will tell you, the first couple of times I got on a consult, I felt like a fish out of water. I would almost be amazed if they said that they wanted to book us, because I was like, seriously? Like, that was a train wreck. But I quickly got my feet back under me, and it was great. And I have really, really enjoyed it, mainly because I haven't done sales in several years. It's been really, really fun to kind of flex that muscle again, and to be able to say, okay, what I'm teaching, I know for a fact still works because I'm doing it. Now, I would often check in with my sales manager in the last couple years and say, like, hey, this is what I'm teaching inside my program. Do you feel like that's what you're doing? Is it still working? But actually doing it myself was like a whole different level of being able to say, this works. Like, I know it works because I'm literally doing it on a daily basis. Last thing that I'll share, and I hesitated sharing this one because I thought, I don't know, this feels a little bit too vulnerable. And so this thing that wasn't so great in 2023 is that we did not hit our revenue target for Blush. So typically I only project to grow 10% year over year, and I'm super happy with that. Last year, because of inflation and because of all the things, I put a 20% growth on our target, and we did not hit that. And I'm okay if we don't hit it. And so here's the lesson that I want you to take from this, and what I did as well. I don't want to just say, wow, that sucks that we didn't meet our goal. One, everyone experiences down years. right? So if it's down from 2022, it happens. Second thing I want you to look at is, were you actually down to 2022 or were you just down to your target? So for us, we didn't hit our target, but we were up from 2022. So I call that a win. Growth is growth. I'll take it every day, right? As long as you know why it happens and how you can fix it for the following year, then that's what's most important, so that this year you can exceed the goals that you've set for yourself. So there you have it. That's my year in a nutshell. If this video was helpful, make sure that you check out the other videos that I've pinned in my description below for more strategy on how to build a profitable wedding business that you actually love.